The carnivore diet is booming with influencers across all different social media platforms raving about the benefits of the carnivore diet. But is this all true? Let's talk about this in today's video. Welcome back to my channel. I am Sylvia and I'm a carnivore diet coach. While carnivore diet will help you to reverse number of chronic conditions or at very minimum put them into remission, it too has its limitations and some exaggerated claims. So let's start with the first one. Just eat meat for 7 days and see what happens. First of all, don't go cold turkey, especially if you have 20 plus years of chronic condition that is managed with prescription medication. This is a no-no. I know there are many videos out there of person dropping whatever they were doing, getting a bunch of steak, and 7 days later, their life is perfect. It's not going to happen like that for most of us, especially if you are 40 plus years old, you had 20 years of one or two conditions of autoimmunity, and you managed it with a prescription medication, and in all likelihood, you were on the standard American diet. Your body will need time to change gears, and you have to honor that. A better way to go about the carnivore diet is take your time, strategize, and don't shock your body with going cold turkey. Okay, if you're a guy or a girl in your late 20s, early 30s, you want to do carnivore diet overnight, okay. But if you're 40 years old, has multiple health conditions, your body will rebel against you making this sudden change. And if you are taking prescription medication, you have to have your blood work done, and your doctor should monitor you. I know a lot of people with whom I worked that they were taking lots of prescription medication, and as they were progressing with the carnivore diet, their blood work was improving, and the doctor was reducing the amount of medication to the point that most of them stopped using it altogether. So it will happen for you, but you have to be patient and you have to be consistent, and don't go cold turkey. Another one that will probably disappoint a lot of women, but you will not reverse menopausal symptoms with carnivore diet. Sorry to break it to you, things will get a lot easier, but menopause will not become a non-event if you go on the carnivore diet. When you start your menopause and how it unravels, it has a lot to do with your genes, but also with the cumulative and compounding outcome of all your prior choices in life, dietary, stress, the type of work, relationship you've had with people. And if you got to this point, you're in your mid to late 40s or maybe 50s, and the menopausal symptoms are really harsh on you, and you decide to go on the carnivore diet because it will take care of it, unfortunately, you will be disappointed. So the most common frustration I hear from women between the ages 45 to 55, they're on the carnivore diet for the last 6 months, and they were hoping to improve their mood or stop the hair loss with a carnivore diet, and it simply doesn't happen. Now, you have to think about it that the same symptoms of hair loss or mood changes can be caused by different things. Yes, a bad gut microbiome or leaky gut will cause your mood to be sucky, but also your progesterone leaving your body and your receptors on every cell of your body not getting that progesterone will also contribute to poor mood. And by eating more meat, it will not affect the progesterone production immediately, or not maybe even in a couple of years. So what ends up happening, women will go on the sardine fast or try to eat 2 sticks of butter in their morning bone broths, and they get frustrated that it is not balancing their hormones. But think about it. To balance your hormones, you have to have enough of them to balance them. But if you don't have enough progesterone for it to be balanced against estrogen, then it doesn't matter how much butter you eat. It just won't fix it. So going carnivore while you are perimenopausal, menopausal, or postmenopausal, definitely a logical step in the right direction. Your overall health will improve. But if you're suffering from severe mood changes due to hormones or metabolic changes due to depletion of your sex hormones, then stick with the carnivore diet Eat lots of meat, eliminate all the junk, but you might have to consider HRT. And you don't have to swallow pills. It can be done through your skin, as a cream, as a subcutaneous injection, or as a patch. It doesn't have to be something that will affect your gut lining. Next on the menu is the extreme carnivore diet advice. Look, carnivore diet is extreme as it is. It is the ultimate elimination diet. It does a lot of things for you. But if you are not succeeding on the carnivore diet as fast as you think, just doing sardine fast or eating nothing but butter sticks probably won't make it better for you. But I'll tell you who it makes it better for the influencer herself or himself, because at some point you gotta change it up. At some point the content becomes boring, and so you want to be more entertaining, you want to be a little bit more extreme, and you try to be engaging for your audience, so you come up with new things, new twists on the carnivore diet. But this is aimed at the audience, at your attention, and not at your health. It serves the influencer and not the person that is watching it. If you've done everything perfectly when it comes to the carnivore diet and you don't see results, doing extreme things on top of your carnivore diet probably will be disappointing. And one more piece of psychology: if you've gone on the carnivore diet, there was an element of desperation because everything else failed you, right? And then this isn't working either. So a little bit more extreme approach, a little bit more of fantastic advice, and that will help you, right? Because you can tell anything to a desperate person and they'll believe you. And that usually doesn't work. Nope. There's no miraculous cures. There's common sense, well designed carnivore diet. And if you need to use it as a dietary intervention into your health, then I would suggest reach out to Paleo Medicina, set an appointment with them, and get a PKD plan, because it is medically studied diet. It is not the influencer diet, general carnivore diet. It is designed for people with serious health conditions, and Paleomedicina has a clinical data to back up the research, the ratios, and proportions. Don't be desperate. And don't do everything at once. If you're on the carnivore diet, focus on the carnivore diet, make it work for you, and then employ different modalities and different strategies. Oftentimes what I see is a person goes on the carnivore diet, they try to run half marathon, they're taking tons of supplements, they try to fast while they're being in ketosis. This is way too much stress on your body. Think about it. You went on a carnivore diet because of a chronic condition. Your body does not need any extra stress. And any change or demand you place on your body understands as stress. Oh, and one more thing worth mentioning. If you're doing carnivore diet with ketosis, or you're doing paleoketogenic diet or PKD, these are fast mimicking diets. They act on your body metabolically as if though you would have been fasting. So adding time restricted eating or fasting in between is not needed and will not yield any more results. Don't supplement if you're on the carnivore diet, especially to correct the issue of the leaky gut. Supplements are not your friends in this issue. You need well put together carnivore diet. If you're concerned about micronutrients, add organ meats, and you will reverse leakiness of your gut very, very quickly. I kid you not. I have clients that will take 20 plus supplements a day along with a carnivore diet, and then they wonder they don't have results. For example, I'll have somebody that is taking glucosamine. Glucosamine is supposed to bind to the plant lectin, so they don't end up crossing into your gut wall and, for example, attached to your joints, causing joint pain. But why take glucosamine if you are not eating plants to begin with? Okay, I have tons of videos about supplements and why they are not your best friend if you are looking to reverse leaky gut. I'll link them up here and down here, check them out. But I'm telling you, try the carnivore diet without supplements for your leaky gut, and you will see amazing results. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Look, I'm a big fan of the carnivore diet. I'm a carnivore diet coach myself. I've done the carnivore diet for the last 5 years and reversed a bunch of chronic conditions with it. But I know from my own experience and the experiences of working with the clients that it does have its limitations. And overselling it maybe is beneficial in that we need to spread the awareness about the carnivore diet and what it can do for you. But don't let that promotion of the carnivore diet frustrate you if you're not healing as fast as you should, or you need to take additional steps in addition to the carnivore diet in order to achieve optimal health. All right, this will do it for this week's video. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that notification bell, sign up for my mailing list, share it with anybody that is getting frustrated with the carnivore diet. You're not alone, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.